the 90s. What a weird time for kids movies. This isn't really a kids movie, I guess, but is, but isn't, but is a family film, but is a horror film. It's rated PG-13. It says, for some violence. Just remember that. This film, Revenge of the Red Baron. This has Mickey Rooney and Tobey Maguire and Lorraine Newman. And a host of other people. On the front cover, I just gotta say, that does not look like Tobey Maguire. I don't know who they used for the front photo for him. Looks like a kid way younger. And just for a random note, there's no DVD menu in this. It just goes right to playing the movie. It was really weird. I guess because it was a VHS back in the day and it was converted to DVD. I have no idea. Just reading the description: honorable, brave, relentless, deadly, eternal. Revenge of the Red Baron. He's back. Oh no. Once he fought in the name of honor. Now he will fight in the name of family. It's the battle of a lifetime in Revenge of the Red Baron. His glory days are behind him. Grandpa Spencer, which is Mickey Rooney, appears doomed to sit in his wheelchair and watch his family come apart. But fate is not content to let this World War I fighting ace fade away. An ancient curse on the Spencer family threatens their very lives. The infamous Red Baron has returned to take revenge on the man who shot him down. Grandfather, grandson, who is Tobey Maguire, and daughter-in-law must find a way to love again, because this time it's their last chance. That's what it says on the. That's what it says on the box. Because back in the day, you would, back in my day, you would look at the back and just read it, and you saw there's a plane. I'll put the image on the screen. You see this plane shooting down at a bunch of children running. Not in the film at all. There's no children, all these children. I don't even know who these children are. So this is my, I'm testing this out. We're gonna see how it goes. I have 3 other films at the ready. By the way, these are, or at least these first 2, this one is what I watched when I was a kid, and I remembered it, and I thought of it recently, and I was like, dude, I need to watch that again. And boy, did I watch it again. I've seen it 3 times now, since. And I've wrote notes and stuff, because there's no way I'm gonna remember all this. It's just too random. Anyway, let's get to the show here. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Give it a thumbs up, I guess, or something. So we start off with the dog fight. Okay? If you didn't read this and know that, I mean, the title kind of gives it away. There's just a Revenge of the Red Baron, right? So obviously he needs something to revenge, and it starts off with him in a dog fight against somebody who turns out to be Spencer's grandpa. Fighting all of these pilots. It has a weird choice of music that he's killing people to. I don't know, he's just doing Red Baron stuff. And you just see this horrible onslaught that he's causing, and you have this like circus music or something. And Spencer's grandpa comes from behind. He shoots him, thinking he kills him, but no, wait for it, there's more. And then he survives for a second before he gets struck by some magical lightning that comes out of nowhere. The explosion, because of course there's an explosion, is, just check it out for yourself. It's horrific. Didn't even look real. I don't know if that was what they were going for, because it's part comedy? I don't know. It looked bad though. And then there's 1 minute of opening credits. For no reason. I don't know. It's horrible. It's bad. I don't know what game he's playing, but that is definitely not a NES game. That looks just like they made up a game for the movie. Doesn't have any of the graphics of a NES. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would be willing to bet that that's not a real NES game. So Jimmy's in there. He's playing his NES. His mom comes in, but before she does, he grabs his towel and covers the TV.
Jimmy?
Don't know why, you could see through it. You could see that he's playing a game on there. That actually takes longer than if he just went over there and shut the TV off. That's quicker than getting the towel. Also, turn off the NES. It takes 1 second. Unless he's trying to save his spot and go back to it afterwards. You turn off the TV.
Hi, just a minute.
Why is he acting so weird? He's acting like she just caught him jerking. Jerking to jerking off. Maybe she won't notice.
How was school today?
Fine. How was work? He accused me of cheating.
For God's sakes, Jimmy. It's bad enough that you fight with other students, but now a teacher? Lying about it only makes it worse.
Well, I don't lie.
Bro, you look like somebody who would lie. I mean, look at your bedroom. You just put a towel on your TV to deceive your mom into thinking you weren't playing on your TV or playing games. And you just told her everything was good at school. So you're definitely a liar. You can't say you're not. So basically, he's been doing really bad in school. He got suspended for a week or two. I don't know. A week. We're going to go with a week. And his mom is sending him away to his grandpa and his dad.
We decided that you should spend that week with him and Grandpa up in the country.
Jimmy does not take this well. He literally looks like he shit himself.
Maybe a little fresh air and discipline will straighten you out.
She says it's that he needs a little discipline in his life. Did you not discipline him? I mean, it doesn't look like it based off his room with all the graffiti everywhere. There's even a skull and crossbones right on his surfboard. It looks so bad too. It's like somebody just sat there painting it on set or something. He must have been high as a kite when he was spray painting in there because there is so much everywhere. So now he's going over to his grandpa and his dad's place, and when they pull up,
Richard! Richard! Here they come!
what is wrong with Mickey Rooney in this film? Why is he acting like that, you know? He literally acts like this the whole movie.
Well, you're a fine-looking young fella, but you haven't got any pimples. Connie.
Did Jimmy's grandpa just keep the same scarf for his whole life after that, like it was for good luck or something? For the longest time in the beginning of this film, he wears that scarf. It's just crazy, like the same scarf that was on the plane with him.
So you built these?
Yes, I made all these.
So later in the film, we figure out that his grandpa built these model airplanes that fly, so like RC airplanes.
I built it out of pieces of this plane. Trophies like, you know. I shot von Richthofen down.
He built them out of parts from his victims. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a serial killer.
Then I also had a piece of lead that was in my behind that I took out, melted it down, and I put it in that too.
What?
I want you to cut him down.
What are you doing? Oh, he asked me to cut those down.
What? I did not ask you to cut him down.
What do you mean? You just asked me to cut them down.
No, I did no such thing.
Tell him you told me to cut them
No,
down.
I wouldn't do that. After all, he took a lot of time in putting them
Okay,
out.
okay.
And then Grandpa just lies for no reason. Just does that. Does he think that Dad wouldn't notice him flying the planes around? These characters don't think anything through, and it's very clear as you go on in the film.
It's a buck knife.
Yeah, I know it's a buck knife. What are you doing with it?
Well, no, it can be useful.
Yeah, it comes in very useful when you want to disembowel a teacher or something, right?
Then his dad pulls him to the side, notices he has a knife, and freaks out about it. and essentially calls his son a murderer.
Let's get one thing straight, okay? This is my house. And in my house, we play by my rules. You understand?
Can I have my knife back?
What, are you kidding? People cut their fingers off with these things.
He just asks about the knife and then says, yeah, if you cut people with it.
Yeah, you little shit. You little shit. You fucking, let me have that fucking knife. Fucking bitch. Yeah, you'd like that. You'd fucking like that. Just give me the fucking knife, dude. Just give me the fucking knife.
Your father ain't the most patient man with me.
Why do I get the feeling that his dad beats his grandpa? Like, what is this tragic backstory we don't hear about? Jimmy and his grandpa go outside and they have a dogfight with the RC airplanes.
Baron, it's over.
Oh no. No, it's never over.
Lightning strikes the side of the house and the power box. It also strikes the Red Baron, which happens to disappear in that moment.
What was that?
What was that? That's a sweet sound of victory.
No, this control's not working.
What's going on?
Grandpa!
And then the Red Baron plane comes to life, almost killing Grandpa, and he ain't having that shit at all. Like, I mean, none of it.
Wait a minute. Grandpa, are you okay?
I don't want to play no more.
Hey! What the?
Hey, Dad.
He wakes up and acts like Jimmy did this on purpose, even though he can see that Jimmy is over there helping Grandpa, which is very nice of him, and he still has this urge to blame him, but he has undeniable proof that it wasn't Jimmy. So that just shows you how much of an asshole he is. Oh, and this is the first time we actually get to see the Red Baron up close. How creepy. Like, that is creepy.
Is he gonna be alright?
Shh. 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 You little shit.
No thanks to you. And what were you thinking of, getting him so excited?
He asked me to fly the planes with him. You know, I was being nice.
And his dad is angry at him for some reason, even though it's not Jimmy's fault.
You know, Dad, the planes they're fun.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fun. I'm sure they're a hell of a lot more fun than doing the chores you're supposed to do.
I've been here one day and already you've had me trim your bushes. I finished your stupid lawn.
Yeah, look, and you almost finished Grandpa, too.
I can't believe you were being nice to him. I can't believe it. Shh. No talking. Shh. No. So after this, we move into the dining room. They're eating. His dad is an alcoholic. We get vibes of like abuse incoming. I don't know. And then they decide to put this random moment in here where Jimmy decides to just swig the beer for no reason. Are we supposed to feel bad for this kid who's just doing stupid shit? Why am I thinking so deep into this? This is a movie about a killer plane.
Don't you think it's a little dangerous to be in the pool? We had lightning today.
I'd rather be electrocuted than put up with this humidity.
Remember what the dad says about the humidity. Just remember that little bit that he says right there. Foreshadowing. Spoilers don't matter in this, okay? It's a film so bad.
The storm's supposed to be moving away from us. Moving out towards your mother's way. Knowing her, she's probably standing on the roof in a bucket of water putting up her TV antenna.
You stupid bitch. Am I right, women?
It's really perfect in every detail. He's really into it.
You almost have this heartwarming moment between the dad and the kid for like a split second.
Especially this engine thing.
Hey, did you do that? No,
Throw that damn thing away before it kills somebody.
Yeah, his dad's just a dick. He goes from being nice and talking how fine the craftsmanship of the plane is, tries to touch it, and God forbid it turns on and thinks it's Jimmy for some reason, even though he has no controller in front of him or around him or anything. How would he do that? He touches it and he's like, fuck, this fucking thing. Throw it away. Throw it away. I don't want to see it anymore. I didn't just say it was a fucking masterpiece.
He said to throw it away. That damn thing's too noisy. Get rid of it.
What?
Like, why is he so aggressive? What are they doing? And gets like happiness out of being an asshole to Jimmy. And then Jimmy comes back at him like hard is all I can come up with. That's all I can think of when I think of that scene.
Why don't you mind your own business, you decrepit piece of shit?
Hey, don't talk to me that way. Take your foul mouth back to the city, you little fart.
What's going on? Jimmy, you got chores to do.
Oh, Dada.
And why is he already at the fence? Was he just standing there? Because you could see way in the back his house. That means he had to come down that, and that was not quick enough. Read the room, bro. Like, he doesn't want to talk to you. After this interaction, he puts the plane on the trash bin, and now it's the next day, apparently. They're sitting at a table. Jimmy, his dad, and his grandpa, blah, blah, blah. They get in an argument. Jimmy runs out. Jimmy forgot to take the trash out. His dad comes outside. That's when the neighbor's back again. For some reason, they wrote this in. He's just an asshole, again.
Jimmy? Jim!
Richard!
Ah, Lou. You scared me.
Taking out the garbage, huh?
You never miss a trick, do you, Lou?
Hey, listen, Rich. Can I borrow your weed whacker? Penny's mother's coming to visit.
Oh, God. He needs the weed whacker. And he just makes this comment.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to use it on her. I'm going to use it on the grass.
Why? Why? And he's in the same spot again, on the ready. What does this guy do? What does he do all day? Does he work? I don't think he works. I would be so annoyed if somebody was that close to my house with that much distance. He had to be there in advance. Oh, and his fake laugh is always the same.
Have a nice meeting, Rich.
So now the dad leaves. The grandpa's just sitting there, cutting flower heads off for some reason, like a murderer.
He's over there to help you.
Then the Red Baron decides to attack him. Now remember, no one's there. Remember that for the future. This is where it starts to get hilariously dark. Grandpa falls over in the wheelchair and it's funny. It doesn't look real at all. He just falls. Something out of one of those I've fallen and I can't get up things. So now he's on the ground. The Red Baron strolls right up to him. And we see another up close shot of the Red Baron again. And he talks.
We meet again, Herr Spencer. Aren't you glad to see me? Looking for anything in particular?
And he also has the grandpa's pill somehow. I don't know where he got them. It's dark though. He's just holding his heart medication. Which, like, think about Mickey Rooney for a second when he's doing these scenes. Like, what did they have on you? Like, what was this blackmail? I want to know what this blackmail is. Obviously, he did the movie, so they're never going to release that blackmail. But they had something on him because I can't believe he would ever agree to this film. Okay, now we're gonna have this scene where you fall out of a wheelchair. And then this this killer plane comes up to you and has your heart medication, and you gotta go. Stuff like that has not aged well. Here's some of the greatest hits for his struggling.
My pills.
I hope I haven't caused you any heartache. So close, and yet so far.
So after this, Jimmy comes home running because he wasn't there. Remember this. He comes running up when his grandpa is being loaded into the ambulance.
Hey, what's going on?
And his neighbor's there again.
What's going on?
Heart attack. Your relative?
Yeah,
Was he on nitro?
I don't know. What's nitro?
It's heart medication.
I don't know. He took some pills.
Yeah, it was probably nitro.
Yeah.
These paramedics don't seem to be in any rush. This guy just had a heart attack.
Hey, remember those cartoons where the mouse would swallow nitroglycerin and try to make himself blow up?
Yeah, I remember.
It's so medically inaccurate.
You're right.
They sit there and joke around, and they're asking questions and stuff. It's like, if this guy had a heart attack, you need to get him out quick. As far as I know, you got to take him to the hospital. You know, you don't want him to die. Bring Jimmy with you and go to the hospital. Why are you making jokes, bro? Why did he write the thing about so unrealistic? Like the writer of this film. Like, is that, I've had this feeling that's like his one pet peeve of like medical stuff, especially that very specific thing. Like, as if his film is in any realm of realism.
What are his prospects?
You'll have to talk to the doctor in the morning.
Jimmy and his dad are at the hospital. This nurse who's a complete dick. For instance, they ask, is he gonna be okay? And she goes, you'll just have to ask in the morning. That's not real. If somebody just had a heart attack and it's at that point where they're in a bed like that, there's gonna be a doctor to tell you what's going on. They're not just gonna be like, yeah, just fucking wait until the morning, you know? It's not like you're gonna be staying up all night thinking he's about to die.
I can't believe this place. I can't believe the attitude of that nurse in there. Here, open this trunk. I mean, was she rude or what?
So they go home, his dad's complaining about the nurse, blah, 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 blah. The Red Baron is in the trunk. So Jimmy knows that the Red Baron is in the trunk.
Guten Tag, Jimmy. Remind me of your grandfather, Dunko.
We start a scene with Jimmy in bed, and you can't tell if it is part of the actual story or if it's a nightmare at first. He kind of gives it away with the red and the, I think, blue or green or whatever the other color is.
I'm not your father. Watch that first step, Jimmy.
And just what happens, and then he wakes up in a cold sweat. That's just how weird this film is. You can't tell that was supposed to be a dream. Usually dreams are supposed to be really over the top or whatever. And it wasn't really that far off from the regular movie, especially later in the film. Later on, we get Jimmy, who woke up to tell his grandpa about his nightmare and the vision he had.
The Red Baron's locked in the trunk. Everything is okay.
He tells his grandpa the Red Baron's in the trunk.
That's good. I'll tell you what you do. You take that car, take it down to the cliff, and
And his grandpa suggests to take the car to the cliff and drive it off. He almost says that, or was about to suggest it, until he got a better idea.
No, wait a minute. I've got a better idea. Set it on fire.
His better idea is to set it on fire.
What do you think Dad is gonna say when I told him I set his car on fire?
And then Jimmy, in all of his wisdom, says that that's a bad idea, and that what would he tell his dad? Which is a great question. What would he tell his dad? And Grandpa's answer is,
Look, you don't tell him. Just don't say a word to him. He's not gonna believe it anyway. Now you go and do what I told you to do. Time is of the essence.
it doesn't matter what you tell him, he still won't believe you. So just do what Grandpa tells you. No? That sounds like a bad idea. That doesn't explain anything. Where's the logic in that? He's not gonna believe you anyways, so just do it. Right. He hangs up the phone with his grandpa, and knows that the Red Baron is in the trunk. His dad comes up, tells him that somebody broke in to the garage where the car is.
I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, they didn't steal anything. They just popped the lock on the trunk, and they broke the window.
And Jimmy goes, what did they steal? His dad goes, I don't know what they really stole. They broke into the trunk.
Look.
And at this point, Jimmy should be thinking, that's the Red Baron. But nope, Jimmy doesn't think that. He just stares. Who is this robber that came in?
You've done vandalism, haven't you? Tell me, why do people do it?
I don't know.
You don't know. Good answer.
So his dad is a dick, once again, for no reason, asking Jimmy, since he's a thief, why would somebody do this? Why would they break into a place? Because I know you do shit like that, which is just really uncalled for. Again, it's like no wonder this kid acts out. His dad's just, it's horrible.
He must have come in through there.
You think?
Oh, man, I'd like to have caught him in the act. Could have blown him away. Pleaded self-defense.
And his dad goes over to look at the window that is smashed, which later we will find out the Red Baron loves to smash a lot. And it doesn't look like anybody can go through that window. If they try to go through that window with all that glass, they're going to be cutting themselves, they're going to die. So I don't know why he thinks it's a person. And you would think Jimmy, at some point, would know that this is the Red Baron. But no, we need to do an investigation with Jimmy. How small does he think the robber was? Jimmy becomes a detective. He's looking out the window. It wasn't smashed inward, it was smashed outward. What could it be? What could it be? And then Jimmy figures it out and loses his shit.
Dad!
Of course, the first thing he does is go for a shotgun. He goes for the shotgun and cocks it. Dude is ready to fuck shit up. At this point, Jimmy was a good little boy. You know, he was doing everything right. You know, his character was pretty on point with what he was doing. And the dad was an asshole. And so we take those and let's just flip them, right? So now his dad is making total sense, or will be in just a second, you'll see.
Dad, we weren't vandalized. The glass in the garage was broken from the inside.
Where the hell did you get that gun?
Nobody broke into our garage. It was the Red Baron breaking out.
What the hell are you talking about?
Dad, it's just like Grandpa said. The Red Baron is alive.
You're on drugs or something, is that it?
No, come on, you've got to get out of the pool. We've got to protect ourselves.
His dad is making total sense when he sees Jimmy with the shotgun, right? Like your first thought's like, yo, let's not have a teenager have a shotgun talking about a killer plane, trying to kill everyone, and that he knows that thing's out to get him. That sounds like a kid experimenting on some, drugs. So Jimmy comes out with the shotgun. His dad goes, put that away, it's dangerous, you could kill someone. Which is like a thing you should say when somebody has a shotgun. Everything he says makes sense in how you should react if a teenager has a shotgun. And Jimmy is just not having it, over the top. Who would ever believe any of this? And why is the neighbor in the field using a weed whacker? That's not how, why is he there? You don't do a whole field like that.
Jim, just be careful with that gun. It's loaded, all right? Now take it back into the house, put it where you got it. I told you not to touch my stuff.
Dad, you're not listening to me. Not listening to me. Listening to me. Listening to me.
At this point, I kind of expected Jimmy to shoot his dad point blank in the chest, thinking that he was the Red Baron.
You're not listening to me. You go in the house and put that back where you got it. Now move it.
Fine, I'll just let Grandpa tell you.
And so Jimmy agrees, he goes to put away the shotgun, and this happens.
Your son's behavior is shocking.
This movie just got dark. Jimmy sees his dad being electrocuted, which this is probably the most hilarious part of the film, and just like, what the fuck? Why is this rated PG-13? For some violence. Some. And this isn't even the bad, there's way more violence later. And you kind of think when all of this is happening that his dad's gonna just survive it for some reason. We've been making leaps and bounds on logic throughout this film.
Kenny, I think you better call the cops. The kid's killing him.
And then Jimmy just touches the bug zapper as if it shouldn't kill him. He literally is touching the bug zapper on the outside with it still being wet. Should kill him, but doesn't. And why is the neighbor always at the fence? He's always there. And who's Kenny? We don't meet a Kenny. I don't remember a Kenny. But who's Kenny? No one's there. Who is he talking to? There's like this whole side plot that, like, I feel like that's for a lot of stuff. We have all these side plots that he must have like cut out when he was writing it, or they filmed it and they just didn't include it. I don't know. There's a Kenny though. And why is the neighbor happy? He thinks somebody just got killed and is all happy about it?
If you don't mind, we'd like to take your son in for observation and questioning.
Or what if I do mind?
I was just being polite. You have no choice.
The investigators are there because that makes sense. Let's see it from their perspective. There's a teenager who's the only one there while his dad died. So instantly should be a suspect.
Mrs. Spencer, your son would like us to think that a toy killed your ex-husband.
No, it's not a toy.
It's a toy, Jimmy. You say it's not, but it's a toy. You look crazy.
Mom, the Baron killed Dad. He wants to kill us all.
Jimmy, for God's sake, don't say anything else.
Great advice. Exactly. Jimmy, stop talking. You sound insane, dude. When you breathe, it sounds. Just stop. You would think that you could just make something up, right? You could be like, not even make it up. You don't say that it was the Red Baron, because that would sound totally insane. Even if this was a real thing, and let's say it was real and this actually happened, you wouldn't tell him that. So you say, my dad was in the pool and he had the bug killer the bug zapper too close, and it fell in and he died. Otherwise, you saying this stuff about a fucking toy, no one's gonna believe that. So the detective is asking Jimmy's mom some questions, and this question comes up.
Mrs. Spencer, we've been informed that Jimmy's grandfather had a coronary recently?
Yes.
Ah, while under Jimmy's care.
Yes, but...
It's a no. Jimmy wasn't there. Jimmy wasn't there. Jimmy was gone when his grandpa got attacked the first time. Why would his mom say yes? She wasn't even there to know what happened. Why would she answer those questions? The dad's dead, so you can't ask him. Or why are they asking the mom? It makes no sense. She just threw him under the bus by saying yes. Or the writers don't remember because Jimmy wasn't there. No one was there. It was just the grandpa by himself.
Mrs. Spencer, I don't know how to...
And then you get like this really creepy touch by the detective. And there's a few creepy touches throughout this film.
For God's sake, my son just lost his father. You're treating him like a member of the Manson family.
Yes, because he looks like he did it. Why are you surprised that they think your son's a murderer? Her son is the only one there. Why is she acting like this is crazy? She doesn't know that the Red Baron's real. So she just hears her son mumbling off about some killer plane and that Grandpa believes it, even though everybody thinks Grandpa's insane. So why would that be a good thing to try to get his word on anything? Nobody would believe it. It doesn't make any sense. It looks weird. He's a suspect.
Mom, how can you let them do this to me? I swear to you, I didn't do it. I wouldn't hurt Dad.
Dude, she can't stop them. They think you're a murderer. You're a suspect to a murder. They're gonna take you away.
Tell me all about your family, Jimmy. I want to know. I want to be your friend.
Another creepy touch.
Shame on you for giving Sally here so much trouble.
We go back to the grandpa. The doctor gets mad at the grandpa for some reason, which doctors wouldn't act like that. And then you get like this feeling that the doctor and nurse are fucking, because like, look at the way she looks at the doctor. That looks like they fuck. I'm pretty sure they fuck.
How are you feeling? How do you feel?
Doctor, I'm feeling much better.
Yeah, they're definitely fucking. And then the grandpa convinces the nurse and the doctor that he's back to normal. He acts like the Red Baron's not real and stuff, and so that's the thing.
Aren't you going to answer it?
And then we cut to the mom, and the mom figures out the Red Baron's real. She's afraid for her life, so she tries to escape.
Smashing window, Frau Spencer.
And he breaks through another window, because he likes breaking through windows.
You didn't even say auf Wiedersehen.
So she runs to the door, opens it, and for some reason, you know, all logic is thrown out the window, kind of like the Red Baron. He just comes up to the door and is just floating there, long enough to say something to her, and then you see him still floating, and then he floats away.
You didn't even say auf Wiedersehen.
Like, they do this quite a bit in this film, where the plane is like just hovering, like it's a helicopter. She goes for a rifle, throws the ammo everywhere. She just goes. It's like, you couldn't just pick the right ammo, you just throw it everywhere? Fuck, dude. You gotta keep ammo clean, or it's not gonna fire correctly, or it can malfunction. You don't just throw it wherever. I'm pretty sure the case was open already, so it's like really exposed to the elements. He comes down a chimney somehow, comes down it, which, like, that doesn't really work as a plane, and he's floating. He pushes her over, which, by the way, the propeller's not spinning in that shot if you look closely, and it looks like somebody just lays him down on her.
Where is Jimmy? You turned my world upside down. Ah, bullets. Dankeschön.
She gets in a fight with him and flips him over, and he sees the ammo. I mean, clearly he's not going to put ammo in, like, the plane doesn't fire, right? Wrong, it fires.
Look, all I'm trying to do is get to the bottom of what happened to your father and your grandfather.
Is it a doctor or a detective? It was hard to tell. You pick.
Look, man, I know you don't believe me, so what's the point? Why don't you just leave me alone?
And what if I don't, huh? What are you gonna do, Jimmy? You gonna get angry at me? Try to hurt me and blame it on one of your toys, maybe?
Why don't you just shut up?
What are you gonna do, wrap a slinky around my neck, maybe?
Why don't you just shut the hell up, man? Just shut the hell up!
Back off now, boy. They'll go easy on you if you just confess, Jimmy. You're a minor, you could be out of here in 11 years.
The doctor turns into a bully for some reason. Jimmy is, you know, he fights the doctor or whatever, therapist thingy, and is taken to a cell and by a ginger.
You know, I don't know why you're so down. This place isn't bad at all. If you behave, eventually they let you out. Then you can work here. That's what happened to me.
Really? So, how'd you get in here in the first place?
I had this thing about fire.
And the one ginger in the film is, of course, a pyro. I'm assuming if he stayed there for 11 years, he killed his whole family.
Okay, in you go.
Did you miss me, Jimmy? I won't miss you.
Come on, man, get up!
And he's dead. They kill him that quickly. Some of the cutting in this film is very hard to tell what's going on, and it happens so quickly. And in fact, if we slow down the footage, you can see that he gets through before you ever hear the gunshot. So he didn't get shot in the chest, and I think Jimmy's in front of him. So none of that makes any sense.
In you go.
Did you miss me, Jimmy? I won't miss you. Hello, baby. Let me go, you idiot. I'm trying to get you out of here.
Jimmy captures the Red Baron with some type of blanket or something, and then manages or starts to escape.
I need to see my son, James Spencer. He was brought in today.
Visiting hours are between 10 and 3 and must be approved in advance. Now, I'm going to need you to back on up for me.
At this point, his mom now shows up to the building that Jimmy is at by pulling up to the gate where the security is. It's a normal conversation, and you would think, okay, I gotta come back tomorrow. No, she just barrels on through.
This is
Gate 4. We just had a forcible entry by a old Mercury Cougar. Over.
What is her plan? She still has to go through the building. Is she just gonna like knock everyone out on the way in? She actually never tries to go in. She just circles the building later. We see that later. Like, why would you do that? You know they're gonna call security, and all you're gonna do is circle around. Like, what are the odds that Jimmy's escaping? Like, but let's assume he was locked up. What was her plan? I don't know.
Where are you going, Jimmy?
So Jimmy's still trying to escape. The doctor / investigator guy comes out of nowhere and he's gonna like attack him.
You stay back.
You'll need this, Jim.
And then he doesn't and just stands back, gives him the keys.
Hey, this key to...
He's gonna try to tase him.
Freak. I'm gonna make sure they lock you up and throw away the key.
As he's about to do this, the Red Baron gets back up somehow and kills him. And Jimmy escapes. It just happens so quickly. Jimmy's escaping and the guy dies in one instance. If you blink, you'll miss both things.
Throw away the key.
Somehow Jimmy and his mom find each other, and what's their plan now? Go on the run? And that's exactly what happens. They go on the run from the police. Like, do they think they're really gonna get away from the police? Yep. The Red Baron comes into play. Okay, so you have them, police car, Red Baron just behind him, up above, and starts shooting at them. The police think shots are fired from them, even though you can't see them shoot at the cop at all. He obviously is thinking it's them. There's nobody else around and doesn't believe in a killer plane. And then out of nowhere, Final Destination style, this truck comes around and...
Jesus, hold on!
For some reason, all of its cargo, which is like barrels and pipes, all comes undone.
Oh my.
The police car flies over the truck somehow by hitting it. That is not how physics work at all. They get away from the cop, and the Red Baron comes up to them and starts shooting them. Jimmy gets this idea to pull a lever to have the trunk open and hit the Red Baron.
Yes!
They think they got away. Woohoo, we got away. We got the Red Baron. Woo. And literally right away, they run into a car head on. No damage happens to the front of the car. It flips. Okay.
Wouldn't you know it? I left my AAA card in Berlin.
We see the Red Baron run out of fuel in his plane. He goes to a gas station.
The price of gas just burns me up.
And kills the attendant there via explosion. It's dark, I'm telling you. That you see this little doll have a match and then starts the gas on fire. It's just so ridiculous. And there's no way that plane would get out of there in time. It was sitting there.
That would be $12.75.
Look, this is yours if you just wait for us.
Please, I came to this country because I got tired of bargaining. I just want cash.
We don't have any money.
We're back with with Jimmy and his mom. Turns out they have no money and they got a cab for some reason. I don't know why. Why would they get a cab when they have no money and have no plans on paying him?
Listen, I want you to keep the engine running, okay? Okay, because we might want to get out of here quick.
Okay.
Hey! I can't believe that! You just can't trust anybody!
I know. It was a $10 watch. Come on.
And then a little bit after that, he's asking him to keep the car running because we might have to make a fast escape. Why would somebody stay if you're not paying them? Why would somebody stay if you're telling them shit like that? That sounds like you're about to rob somebody, especially when you have no money. You can't even ask somebody to stay. Like, you can't ask. Why would you expect them to stay there and keep their car running? Of course he leaves. And then Jimmy gets really mad that he leaves. It's like, what did you think? And he goes, you can't trust no one. It's like, you have this agreement that you're going to pay for your taxi ride. He feels the same way as you, dude.
Is James gonna die?
Unfortunately, no. But I wish somebody put him out of his misery.
So they break the grandpa out. They fill his bed sheets with like pillows, you know, the classic, to make it look like he's there. Now we see it and it clearly doesn't look anything like the grandpa. The nurse isn't gonna buy it.
Calm down, Morty. It's just Mr. Spencer's stupid toy. Ooh, it's an ugly old thing.
Beauty is in the gun sights of the beholder.
And it doesn't even matter because the Red Baron kills her. She's dead. And you get this horrible moment with the guy that's next to the grandpa thinking that the grandpa's dead. Is he dead? After they escape with the grandpa, they go back home and we're here for the final showdown. They're getting prepared. They all look like killers. What do they plan on doing with all of those guns? They're just gonna start shooting everywhere?
That's him. Let's go.
Jimmy, wait!
Jimmy. Oh, don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Jesus, Jimmy, put the gun down, please.
What do you want? I was just returning this. I didn't think you were here. I thought they took you away.
He has gloves on. Mind you, it's nighttime, so he has gloves on as if he's still weed whacking all day long because you're not using a lawnmower. He didn't expect them to be home. So who did he expect to be home? He didn't expect Jimmy to be there. He didn't expect the grandpa to be there because he knows he's in the hospital. I'm assuming he didn't expect the mom to be there. So who did he expect to be there? Was he trying to like break into the house to steal stuff? What is up with this guy?
Oh, well, listen, welcome back.
At one point we see the grandpa like ready to shoot him. I think the grandpa was like starting to travel back, if you know what I mean. Starting to get visions.
Howdy, neighbor. What the?
And then the Red Baron comes in and kills the neighbor. And it's hilarious looking. So they start shooting into the sky. They're in a residential neighborhood. Seems fucking crazy.
Jimmy, get back! I'm sure I hit him.
Somehow they get inside real quick and shut the door and you're like, they just left the grandpa outside. Nope. He somehow teleported inside, guys.
Jimmy, get back! I'm sure I hit him.
I'm not kidding. If you see him and then all of a sudden they go inside, there's no way he made it inside. There's not enough time. So does he teleport? I feel like that's some like backstory they didn't add. His grandpa can just teleport places.
That's it. He's trying to draw us out. But Manfred, we're too wise for you. Did you hear me, Manfred? We're too wise for you.
So now they're inside, they're watching through the windows, they hear the Red Baron, and we cut to the grandpa who has been in war and most likely has PTSD and is sitting there with the gun that they gave him for some reason, and he's talking out the window as if it's the real Red Baron. Now, the guy is clearly having flashbacks right there, thinking he's really under attack. You don't give the guy a gun. You don't.
I got him!
Turns out, after they shoot and she thinks she hits him, somehow she can see that in the dark. Makes no sense. She talks to the grandpa and they get this bit of information.
I know I hit him.
You can't kill him with bullets.
What are we gonna do?
You can't kill it with bullets. So why does the grandpa have a gun? Why does anybody have a gun? And why didn't he tell this in the beginning? So what do you kill it with, Grandpa?
We have to hope for a thunderstorm.
What?
Lightning. You gotta kill it with lightning. How did you put this together? Now it's daytime all of a sudden. For no reason, whatever. Okay, it's daytime. The Red Baron comes in. He has a hilarious looking mustard gas bomb.
Special delivery.
Hey, let's get out of here.
Drops the mustard gas bomb down the chimney. The grandpa knows that it's something dangerous and they want to escape to the outside. They get outside and the Red Baron says,
Time to paint the family portrait. There's lead in my paint.
time to paint the family portrait. That's very dark.
My God, don't you have gun control in this country?
You have a random gun control comment by the Red Baron, which is like, that doesn't mean you don't have guns. They're just shooting into the sky. One of them's a rifle, I'm pretty confident on that. One's a shotgun, and then one's a revolver. At some point, you're gonna, what is your, and they know that you can't attack it with bullets, so is their objective to like kill a neighbor? The neighbor's already dead. I don't know, like what's the ending, you know? What's the plan for these people? So Jimmy jumps in the pool after being shot at by the Red Baron. The Red Baron shoots the switch to shut the pool. And Jimmy is struggling. Dude, he somehow is at the top of the pool the whole time until that happens. And then now he's at the bottom of the pool swimming upward. He's acting like he's trapped under ice, even though he can go to the sides and get up. Just watch him struggle. Watch. Look at this. It's hilarious. He's struggling for his life with his little arms. And then his mom gets the bright idea to take her rifle and start poking at the pool netting thingy, the pool cover. As if there's not a chance that thing could go off. Just imagine he's like struggling, going, no, 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 and then you just hear poof, and you just see the hand slowly fall. She kills him. I feel like that'd be a great ending. We just fucking killed Jimmy. Jimmy's rescued. His smart idea is to get into a dogfight with the Red Baron, obviously. And then he decides to insult the Red Baron with this comment.
Come on, you don't even know how to fly!
That doesn't make any sense. He's been doing it so well the whole film. And then Grandpa has this smart idea to go to the electric box, I guess. Jimmy feels the force. Gets the Red Baron trapped into the power cables, which makes no sense once again because the thing would just fall out of him. But for some reason, just the nose is trapped and keeps him up there.
There's no power!
No power to kill the Red Baron, so the grandpa's bright idea was to put the power to give power to it. None of it makes any sense. Why would the power cables at the house turn on the power to the power lines? That's not how power works. This is how none of this works.
It's over!
It's never. Oh!
And besides, it should kill you when you do something like this. And we assume it kills him because you see electricity go through his body. He burns up, his hair's crazy, and his family is screaming out like they just watched him die in front of their eyes. And Jimmy's must be going through some PTSD of his own because, I don't know, he just watched his dad die like the day before or some shit, and now seeing his grandpa that he actually likes die.
Ever. Oh!
Obviously, he doesn't die. Same with Jimmy earlier when he pulled the electric bug thing out of the water, which should have killed him. Apparently, electricity only kills assholes in this family.
It's really over, Mom. It's really over.
All is resolved and his mom believes him, and it has the family ending, and like as if we didn't just watch a movie about a murderous toy plane. For some reason the police believe him, don't know why, and he's good to go. And then we get this at the end.
It's never over.
And then apparently Red Baron's still alive. They set up another film. No other film ever came. I tried to figure out what the budget was for this film. It couldn't have been high, and apparently it didn't make a lot of money. And that's it. That's everything from the film. You know, not completely trying to shit on the film. When I was a kid, this was one of my favorite films at the time, you know. It brings back nostalgia watching it. You know, it's a kid's film, I guess, but not really, because, like, I don't know what it should be rated, but there's some violence, like, they had a pretty big body count for this killer toy. You should watch it though, it's crazy. What did you think? Also, in the future, I have more plans. We got Monkey Trouble up next, which I have one of my favorite films as a kid, and then these other two, which I haven't seen yet, but they look horrible, so I want to make one on it. We got Lawnmower Man, and we got Rad. It's horrible. They look so bad. If you have any really bad films, let me know. I would love to do them. This took a while, and I hope you enjoy it, you know. Sorry it's so damn long, because this is I can already tell this is gonna be like, it's gonna be a good 30-minute video.